Welcome to Coffee with the Supervisor. My special guest today is Leah Jefferson, who's someone that I see every day because she is our Deputy Commissioner of Housing and Human Services, and under her purview falls the Youth Bureau in the town of Brookhaven. And the Youth Bureau does a ton of different things, among which is the Interface program. Talk a little bit about the Youth Bureau and the Interface program.
Sure. Our Interface program collects toys for our toy drive. We do a jeans drive. We do a backpack drive for back to school. We just completed a successful back to school drive. We work with businesses in the community who do their own collections, and they are part of our Interface board and our Interface community, and they do this collection for us during times of need and to help families in need in the town of Brookhaven. And I have to say, through the efforts of the businesses and with the Youth Bureau, we've served more families in 2017 than we have ever in the history of the town.
Wow, it's amazing.
been
With
amazing,
all the
yeah.
service that you're providing, there's probably still an unmet need out there.
Absolutely, there really is. And we try to do as much as we can for each holiday and for each occasion with the families. But living what it is, the cost of living here on Long Island is so expensive. We find that families are still, no matter what we try to do, there's still a need. And there's still homelessness.
It's a shame. Thank God for the Youth Bureau to help.
Yes, absolutely.
Because every year I know of the clothing drives and everything
Correct.
else that we do, the food drives and everything, that the backpack drive, to help families in need, make it a little bit easier to live on Long Island. Now, we have something called, we applied and received $50,000 for a JAG.
Yes.
J-A-G.
Correct.
Which stands for juvenile.
Juvenile Assistance Grant.
Right, and tell me what the Juvenile
it's
Assistance Grant.
the Edward Byrne JAG grant from the New York State Department of Justice. We
Right.
received $50,000. We were very fortunate to receive this money because we are using it to address the opioid and the heroin epidemic here on Long Island, specifically in the town of Brookhaven, because there is such a need for it with the extreme use of opioids, the access to opioids that young people have. We want to address the issue. We want to educate parents. We want to educate their guardians, look for the signs, what to look for. It's no longer becoming a gateway drug where people are starting with marijuana and then stepping up to pills. Pills might be the first thing that they start doing because they're accessible. Heroin is so cheap. So we want to educate
So are
parents.
pills.
Yes, and so are pills.
That's the problem.
They are.
Pills are cheap, and
Heroin's cheaper.
and what's worse is the insurance companies aren't providing enough coverage for people that are become addicted to seek treatment.
Yes.
And that is really outrageous. And if they offer treatment, it's an extremely limited amount
Right,
of
there's a
treatment.
waiting
And a
list.
lot of outpatient, which sometimes is not as successful as inpatient.
Right.
So,
But we are asking, and I understand that you were there on Overdose Awareness Day,
Right.
pleading with the state and with the federal government to provide more funding, to provide more inpatient treatment, particularly for young people, because it is so necessary.
need more inpatient treatment
Absolutely.
to be successful, because not everyone is going to be able to kick the habit with outpatient. They
Right.
may need a structured environment for a short period of time where they can get their life back in order.
Correct. So that's this video and the funding that we did receive. We're doing a two-part
Well, let's talk about the
series.
video. Let's
Sure.
talk about, first of all, before we even talk about the video, let's talk about the event that we're holding on the 26th of September.
Absolutely. This is part of our workshop series that we've done. We've already done 3 workshop series. We're doing them in English and in Spanish because we want to be inclusive of everyone within the community. We want to address the entire population. And it's to talk to parents about what the signs, what to look for, how to address it, how to talk to your child about the crisis, how to talk to them about drugs, how to use it as an opportunity.
So if
to
a
speak
parent
to
has a
them.
concern
They should
and
absolutely
suspect
come.
that there may be some drug use by their children, or even in their family, a relative,
Correct.
that it would pay for them to show up.
Absolutely.
And the 26th, if I'm not mistaken, is a Tuesday?
It is a Tuesday. It's at 7 p.m.
Right here at
right
town-
here at Brookhaven Town Hall.
Right.
And we will have psychiatric social workers here and members of the professionals in the community to address the issue and
And we
talk
have
to
2
them.
social workers
We
right
have
here.
2
Talk
wonderful
about that in our
psychiatric
youth
social
bureau,
workers.
what we did.
We have two psychiatric social workers here in the town of Brookhaven that work with the Youth Bureau. They work with at-risk youth. They're funded by the Sanctuary Program, so they work with at-risk and homeless youth which unfortunately, the numbers are a lot higher than you would think here in the town of Brookhaven. There's a lot of homeless youth that come in.
People that run away.
That run away.
People that come from divided
Right.
families
Correct.
that feel their only option is to leave home and
Is
live
to
on the
leave home,
streets, or
unfortunately.
try to live with friends or wherever they
Yes.
can find a place.
So they counsel them one-on-one at no cost. They assess the backgrounds of their issues, coping mechanisms. They work with them one-on-one, work with the families if need be as well. And if it's an overwhelming crisis that goes beyond counseling, if there is some type of substance abuse addiction that's the main problem, we provide referrals and resources for them to address that as well. But they are here every day working with the youth.
That's fantastic. Now let's go back to the 26th.
Okay.
That's at 7 o'clock
That's
at
at
night.
7 o'clock.
I think Councilman Lagorcio is going to be the keynote. Welcome people
Right,
to
he'll
town
be the
hall.
opening. He was our Youth Bureau liaison.
Right, and he
correct.
said he would love to do that. So he's going to be there. And tell us what's going to happen that night.
Well, we're going to have he was actually a graduate of our program here. He was an intern here at the Youth Bureau in the town of Brookhaven. He'll be leading the workshop together. There's two of them, Guillermo Sandoval, that they're going to be working on doing this, and Hayden Cruz, he's going to be there as well, talking to parents, addressing their concerns and their issues. We're trying to be proactive in this.
And how long is this going to be?
It'll probably be about an hour and a half program.
So you get there at 7, you'll be
You'll be
leaving
out
here
by-
by 8:45.
Correct, but
So
you'll
it's not a
leave-
long commitment, but
Right.
it is instructive and worthwhile attending.
Absolutely. It's necessary, I think, in this epidemic, in this day and age.
And I know they're going to put this up on a banner on Channel 18, along with the
Absolutely.
telephone contact number in case
Correct.
someone had questions or they want to reserve a spot or something of
If
that
they want to
nature.
call, they can call our Youth Bureau. Our telephone number is 631-451-8011.
Right, 811.
Right, and somebody will help you and
8011.
call and answer your questions. And I think it'll be very much worthwhile. And we're also doing a
Let's
video
talk about
after
the
that.
video
Sure.
because you're going to use some of that grant money that you
Yes,
said
we're using
to
some of the
produce a video. Tell me about this video and what it says and how we can distribute this.
Okay. We have been working on the video for several months. We have people who are in the recovery community, people in the healthcare community that are on the video. We have someone who is a medical professional who explains the effects of the brain on drugs and psychological impacts that it has. We have parents and siblings who have lost, unfortunately, family members due to overdose. And we also have someone who's in recovery who has probably one of the most compelling stories I've ever heard. And it's absolutely worth watching. It's poignant. Unfortunately, the heroin epidemic really took it out of not here, not my child, not here in Brookhaven, not on Long Island. Heroin doesn't know the economics. It doesn't know geography. It doesn't know race
Poor,
or
rich,
color.
no difference.
It's touching everyone.
Right.
So it's a really impactful video that's being put together, and we're going to be releasing it in October.
And I spoke to Jack Krieger, who runs Channel 18.
Yes.
And Jack told me that he's going to run the video on 18.
That's
It's going to be
wonderful.
on a couple times.
Thank you, Jack.
He's in the background right there. But are we going to distribute this video to our public
We are going to
libraries?
distribute it to our libraries, to our school districts.
To all of our school
We're gonna
districts
try
and all
to get it out
libraries.
to all of our school districts that are interested.
Right.
We are going to do,
So if you're a superintendent of schools or a school board member of any of the 23 or 24 school districts that we have here in the town, give us a call.
right,
We can send you a copy of this video.
And we'll
It
do
may
it
be
on-
something that you can use. So call us up. We've paid to produce this video. We think it's compelling enough that it will be instructive not only for teachers but also for students.
Correct.
And maybe something you want to use in your schools. We're going to put it on Channel 18 for a couple times.
a couple of times. Correct?
But if you can have this in your school for the next couple of years and use it, if you can have it in your public libraries, if you're a librarian, we're going to send a copy to libraries. Will gladly accept it. Schools, we're happy to send it to you if you feel that you can use it. Just give us a call.
And we're also looking to do a screening of the video, a world premiere, if you will, or a Brookhaven premiere.
And where would we do this?
And we could do that here at Brookhaven Town Hall as well, and invite the superintendents to come, and then they can make a decision as to what they would like to do with the video, how they would like to do it. If they
When
want
do you
to
think the
display it.
screening will be?
We're hoping for sometime in mid-October. We want to do it during Red Ribbon Week.
Red Ribbon Week. Tell us a little bit
Yes.
about Red Ribbon.
Well, Red Ribbon Week is drug abuse awareness and
Yeah.
try to highlight the impact of drugs on the community. So I think that would be a poignant time
It would be a wonderful
to show the
time.
video, yes.
This is a real crisis. We had International Overdose Awareness and Recovery Day. We had a little celebration here, not celebration, but we got a lot of people
Right.
together from the community,
I
from
was there.
law enforcement, some elected officials,
Yes.
even our local congressman showed up,
Right.
Lee Zeldin. And people talked about, and we had people in the industry, recovery industry, and we had counselors and people like that all speak. And the one thing, I just did the welcome and I introduced some of the people speaking, but the one thing that struck me about that day is I saw all the relatives, and particularly the parents of people that had died because of overdoses. I saw the sadness in their face. It is a very serious crisis. And I know we're dealing also with Narcan.
We're going to do another Narcan training in October. We've done 2.
When are we doing that Narcan training?
I'm not sure of the exact date, but we can post that on.
Jack will put it on
He'll
the
put it
video
on the
before
video, but
before this airs.
We are doing another one here at Brookhaven Town Hall.
Okay.
We did 2 that had over 100 each family members coming.
Well, the thing that surprised me, there were over 300 Narcan saves.
Yes.
That had that drug not been available, that would have been 300
Would have
more
been deaths.
deaths in our community because of this. This is a crisis because it affects everyone. And I believe it or not, most people know someone, a neighbor, a friend, a relative that has been affected by this epidemic of heroin and opioids. It's just unfortunate. So this video, this talk on the 26th,
Correct. The Narcan
this training on Narcan are just some of the things that we're doing as a town and our youth bureau,
Our youth bureau, right.
to help young people so they don't become addicted, and if they do, to help them seek training. I know as a supervisor, myself and the town board, regardless of political party, are all lobbying the state to get the insurance companies to do more in terms of treatment,
Right.
to pay for treatment, particularly in-house treatment,
Right.
not just outpatient treatment. So we are trying to address this, doing the best we can. And I want to
we thank
thank
you. We
the
thank you for
Youth
that.
Bureau for all that they do in helping us wage this fight, because this is a fight that has to be waged on a lot of fronts. I know we're very supportive of our police and their efforts to crack down on drug distribution and some of these drug lords that are selling drugs all over our streets. So we're very supportive, but we have to do our part. So I appreciate
Right,
all
thank
that the
you.
Youth Bureau is doing.
Thank you.
Thanks
you.
for
We're trying
being
to
on.
be proactive as we can.
All right.